as the farm will step up that extra bit more.
And they know Exorcism's down right now too, so they can take advantage of that. They can try to keep punishing Vici.
Smoke up. 11 will be fan out. Kuro waiting for the perfect time to make sure that the control can be there to get him into the field, and he also knows that the song's coming. There's the glimpse back, holding 11 close to the Juggernaut, not quite close enough. Vici, can they do anything off the back of this sleep? It doesn't look like they can. The Suns will come out to one Vici. They have Paparazzi heading forward. They're looking for Miracle, but Miracle turns with the Omni Slash straight into the midst of them all. And Miracle falling very, very low. Can Paparazzi get the kill? The Blade Fury and the Healing Ward. Miracle's still alive. And with a sleep stop for GH, they're looking for the turnaround. Liquid, they found two. They're trying for more 11s there with a hookshot. Will hold Miracle back. So Vici get the remainder out of there. A 2-for-2 trade there between the lineups. They couldn't quite find Miracle. That would have been such a beautiful kill for Vici to get, but they couldn't quite do it.
That low cooldown on spin to get it back up in the middle of the fight. And GH, again and again in these fights, he's getting the perfect sleeps on the three main heroes of Vici every single time, it seems.
And the Ancients being stacked up. I believe they've got a triple stack at least at the moment on Liquid.
Oh, wow.
Some more money for the taking, ready for Miracle.
Uh-oh, look bottom, 11. Rotation from MC.
He's on his own. Mind control. Gonna start punching into him. They'll get the 4-star play. They're trying to get Kuro out of there, but will still find the kill. Costs him his life, though. Gets the support, but loses his life there as the offlaner. The quick Hurricane Pike from Mind Control sort of buying the time for him to chase around Kuro and get that extra bit of momentum for him to punch back into him with the impetus. Miracle very close to having the ultimate orb on his way to the Manta style.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It'll be
attack.
very, very hard to control in these fights. The root will not be much of an issue for that Juggernaut anymore.
They've had a hard time dealing with the healing ward too. Even though they've been getting the AA blasts in the starts of the fights, the fight continues on for so long that the healing ward kicks in after that debuff wears off.
Loaded to the gills.
Still on the hump. 12 seconds and Omni Slash will be there. He's got his eyes onto Paparazzi. He is playing incredibly aggressive, and he can certainly get away with it for the most part. Quick Blade Fury, as that homing missile is no issue for the Jug. And Miracle's back out of there.
He was just in there by himself. Vici, they do have Exorcism now available again, and they are getting closer and closer to those BKBs, like you were saying. The Gyrocopter, about 1,300 away. Ori, just about the same.
19, but that net worth difference being the overbearing issue. The fact that those cores of Liquid are really farming just that little bit better. This Juggernaut getting absolutely out of control.
Level 17 on Jug, level 13 Gyrocopter.
Turn towards those Ancients. Omni Slash. We've already seen how much these bounces do in the fight. Manta style complete as well for Jug. Everything's coming together. Vici Gaming, we've seen them turn around from a lot of worse situations as we did in game one, so definitely still with a chance if they can get that team fight together. Femra closing in on that level 12.
They have to heavily rely on the Exorcism this game though, because Paparazzi being shut down, and this time they don't have, you know, Warlock ulti or anything like that to really just close that combo together. It's a lot harder for them to actually keep the heroes of Liquid inside of the Exorcism.
And look at that as well. They rocket flare bro, so Vici know that Liquid's in there, and Liquid know that Vici know. But Liquid, they're standing their ground in the pit.
They're coming too fast. You know, GH also scouted them with the stomp.
They've got it. There. They've got the Aegis into the hands of Miracle. It's gone. Nothing that Vici could do to stop it, and now they're going to lose some members. Femra gets grabbed back, does get the Ice Blast down onto free. The Femra gets chopped down. Miracle picking up more gold for his bank account. Vici just left to split up without their AA. That crucial Ice Blast that they require for these fights to be successful, they have to just wait and accept that these towers are going to be gone for the taking.
They need to get like the perfect executed fights, but it's so difficult versus Liquid's hero with the innate Jug with spin, just being able to immune versus the majority of their catch. And they're soon going to have that BKB on the Viper as well as the Enchantress.
The Jug pick really was
the Jug picks really work.
A lot of the times as well, we see Jugs being drafted in situations where it just feels a bit off. It feels like a hero that sort of is a last resort carry, but this time you can absolutely see the vision when Liquid picked it, and so far it absolutely working out.
In particular because of how active he's being on the hero.
Yes.
Sure, you saw he's gone for the Battle Fury build, but getting that Yasha early has led them to have so much momentum into now this mid game. For Vici, they're still just on recovery mode. They're so dependent on that exorcism.
KB on Ori. Which was sort of picked up around the point where we really saw stuff change around in favor of Vici in game 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he can do with that BKB when he turns up to the fights.
They've got the level 12 on Fenrir now too, so a bit more damage coming their way. Still looking very hard to deal with just that. It's a majority of that Juggernaut. Everybody else seems like it's tolerable.
Pushing out bottom on his own. That Aegis very hard to punish Vici. They will go for the smoke play. Almost certainly going to sweep round behind. They don't want to necessarily go on the jug. They want to try and find the backup that Liquid is sending in for the jug.
The Spirit just hit somebody though,
knows.
so GH pings it out right away.
GH is fully aware of this. They're bringing TPs down bottom. Liquid, they probably want to take this fight if they could.
They have to bring everybody down here though. They don't want to take a nug. Not into Exorcism.
Going for the quick sweep around as they did go for the scan. Saw that Vici came in and out of that area on the high ground at the dice half of the map. Wondered if they'd entered into the jungle, but as it were, Vici obviously aware that Liquid knew at this movement that they weren't going to find anything.
Playing very confident, pushing out all 3 lanes constantly. They're not letting Vici really group up and take that head 5v5 fight that they do want to go for now, when they do have those fresh BKBs.
The Meteor Hammer picked up it. Naga Siren, so that combo, that setup, we saw come into play, we have seen come into play many series beforehand. We will get to see once again today. Miracle, 500 gold, and he will have that butterfly complete. See here, Miracle getting the chance to hit creeps that much more, nearly twice the amount of gold that Paparazzi's been able to find from his own CSing.
Unbelievably farmed on. Vici a bit afraid too, still, because they're versus that Aegis. They don't really want to get caught off guard. They're all sticking as a unit, and because of that, they're falling further and further behind in both gold and experience. Very hard for them to fight that they want.
Very close to that very sort of dawning point for Paparazzi Shara, where Miracle is about double the net worth. One of those games where Miracle just goes absolutely off. He was not happy with that game 1. He is very hungry to push this series to it.
Walking up on the high ground by himself.
Got the Aegis. Feels safe. He's got a full one. He's got the Manta. And he knows that VG are going to be very cautious about jumping in on it.
And he knows that they're very limited on disables, as we've been mentioning. Now, stuck in their base. You see Paparazzi. He's trying his best to find farm on the map. Still very far behind, though.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Just slowly trying to shove those lanes out, but having to do obviously so much more cautiously than Miracle can get away with. Jara much more vulnerable to being punished by any sort of rotation.
This time, though, you can feel also Liquid. They don't feel as rushed. The last one, they got the Aegis and they went straight for the high ground and they got wiped. This time, they've got the Aegis. They're using this as a farming Aegis to keep that advantage ticking forward more and more. They're now at a 13k gold lead, over a 10k experience. Well, Aegis does get reclaimed. And Vici, they want to be able to get some catches with 11, but they're just really unable to at this point. Playing a farming Clockwork where you don't really want to be doing that. When you're playing Clockwork, you want to be constantly looking for these kills, but because of how on the back they are, can't really make these moves. Ready to respond constantly.
It's certainly been one of the problems why, with the Clockwork in that sort of core position of say, not necessarily one of those offlaners that scales that great as the game goes on. You have to make plays, you have to sort of get that overarching advantage very early, otherwise 4-stars BKBs come into play and the clock can just be ignored.
And you can tell that Vici's really feeling the pressure and feeling under the gun. Paparazzi has queued up the raid here.
He's queued it up. We'll see if he gets there. Would be quite something.
He absolutely needs it. They've got their only damage, like we've been saying, it's that exorcism. Everything else is mostly countered by Liquid because they can just distance themselves and kite around that exorcism.
BKB.
Radiant are scanning.
Pretty much done for Miracle. One more bounty rune. Timmerman will be gracious enough to let Miracle take it. And that will be the BKB done. Oh, he's changed it back. Jara.
He did change.
He's got the butterfly queued up. Disappointment all round. We wanted to see that rapier. And then 11 gets Glimpse back. There's a quick play. Hook shots back in. And after a bit of a dry patch in terms of kills, 11 will be finally there. Break it. Shed some bloodshed out of Pierogies.
It had been quite a while, been almost 6 minutes until actually happened on the board. It was just Miracle taking towers.
This sort of slow pace, as you say, though, definitely favoring Liquid's lineup.
Yeah, with their tri-core. Everyone's staying relevantly farmed too. Sure, you see Miracle skyrocketing at a portion where we don't see besides like, yeah, this looks like Alchemist levels of farm. But his other teammates, they're still keeping up in farm a bit. But yeah, this Jug is just
I mean, it really feels at this point, the rest of Liquid could sort of DC and let Miracle finish it. He's just that far ahead. The fact that he can go up and take a tier 3 without any sort of answer, like, the rest of the team have done his job. They've made that space for Miracle. You know, the fantastic sort of rotations and reactions to that of Vici's plays have led to the point where Miracle's just been allowed to get this incredibly massive.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Vici, who had this type of Juggernaut game during the group stages too, versus Liquid. Brought you a taste of fun.
Every lane shoved down.
Full Basher now. He's getting items pretty fast. He's almost 6 slotted at 30 minutes.
It has to be one of the most farmed Jugs in a while. 800 GPM. Pre-30 minute mark. Got to be up there in the books as the best.
Vici, they're trying to catch back up. 11, he got that solo kill on the Disruptor, but besides that, they just seem a bit afraid to take the engagements, take those head-on fights. Ori is about to be level 18 for that level 3 Exorcism. But they really want Paparazzi to have that one big item because Phase BKB, Drum, Gyrocopter, it's not threatened.
Nothing again. The Basher on its way out. Look at that. He may be level 23, but he says, guys, I need the tome. Got that out coming to him. We'll see if he takes it. He might give it to someone else.
No, he takes it.
He wants to get that 25.
He wants that 25. He wants those Omni Slash strikes.
It's a lot of +5. That's a lot. That's a lot. Halfway through 24. He's going to get it very shortly as well at this rate.
It does look like Liquid is trying to take a fight here now with a strong Miracle.
See what VG can do. They've pulled off some phenomenal team fight execution in the past.
They still don't quite have the butterfly finished on Paparazzi. But they've got the level 18, they've got the level 3 Exorcism, and he's pretty much got a Shiva's Guard if he can ever go out and buy it.
Kill this Jug. Really is the question. Paparazzi, boy, he's scared. He's like, oh, the smokes to the Dispel. But Timberman aware something's in there. I mean, it doesn't matter. Paparazzi will TP out immediately as soon as he sees Viper turn up to the lane.
They have Miracle under vision here. Their big chance here to try to go for.
It's got Mantra and BKB. Can they really do this? Quick patch onto the Naga. Lanham, he does have the song. If he needs it, they'll get the pushback, but Miracle pops the BKB. He's just going to turn and fight back into them. Jumps through. There's the Stomp as well coming in for the sidelines, and the rest of Liquid are coming in to back up Miracle. The Earthsplitter comes out, takes down the Naga Siren. Miracle will heal himself back up to full after the Ice Blast wears off with that healing ward. They just can't kill this Juggernaut. He's got 25k net worth. He's got the same net worth as both Ori and Paparazzi put together almost.
They popped Ghosts. They popped everything for that to try to bring him down, and they still couldn't. And now he's full health, and they're ready to push. No Ghosts, and they've got the rest of their heroes now. Not looking like Vici can stop this Jug.
Try the best with their cooldown to deep push. Siege creeps are still up there, removing that backdoor protection if Liquid want to go in. But looks like Liquid are going to respect them. Back off. There's sort of Miracle refuel as he is low on the mana. Big items coming out though.
Committed for the B-Fly, Butterfly.
Anything will help that little bit for Vici at this stage. Shiva's Guard, as you say, finished Paparazzi. He has got the gold for the complete Butterfly. But those items will be picked up for their 2 cores.
Second Roche, this is the one that Liquid wants to end the game on here with the Aegis and the Cheese with this level 25 Juggernaut.
I think VG feel they have to contest
Yes.
this. They cannot hold a push against an Aegis cheese lineup that Liquid have.
They don't have their exorcism though for 60 seconds. That's their big team fight right here.
It's so hard for them to get in. Maybe they can go for a steal. At this point, if you can throw away the clock's life and get the steal.
All-time juggernauts at the...
I'm not surprised about that. This really is one of those games for the books from Miracle. He's played it absolutely perfectly. As I said, that game one definitely riled this boy up. He was so... At this point, if you can throw away the clock's life and get the steal.
Time juggernauts at the...
I'm not surprised about that. So hard for them to get in. Maybe they can go for a steal. At this point, if you can throw away the clock's... Song expended as we just saw, but perfectly ripped away from them with... Riled this boy up. He was so hungry for victory in this game too, and he's not been blinking at all. It's just a stomp from GH. Lanham will...
Yeah, not able to get the Aegis and cheese
They
because of
can't
the glimpse.
disrupt it.
That was
BG
beautiful.
can't... And straight in onto the racks. 11, quick with the 4-staff to keep his distance. Siphon does bring Miracle down fairly low. Quick shove back, but he's got the healing ward. Viper Strike comes in onto Ori. Matsuma Man being focused by Paparazzi. They're bringing him down low, but the cheese comes out. There's the setup. They move in. The Earthspinner as well, ripping VG apart. 3-4. Ori, he's in trouble as well. The Crimson Guard, the Siphon, is it enough? No. The impetus, pure damage. Fights through the guard, takes him down. GG is caught. Liquid, they woke up here in this game too. They showed they came here to play and will be pushing this series to a game 3.
This game was Miracle with no mercy whatsoever.
Absolutely not. As I said, this is Miracle playing at his full potential.
He was making the moves for his team too. He's like, all right, I feel like I need to make some roaming moves. He roamed, he got a haste rune bottom, runs, kills Ori mid, runs back bottom, continues that farm. He had an impeccable performance on the Juggernaut and GH as well. His Elder Titan in that mid lane, in the mid lane multiple times, getting those 3-man stomps every single time to turn the fights around, where it looked like Vici was starting to be able to come back. They just kept saying, no, sorry Paparazzi, you're going to be underfarmed on this gyrocopter, and we're going to...
And to sort of harp on that again, I think as you said, with this Miracle Juggernaut, sure, we sometimes see some high net worth jugs, but it's been because, oh, they got a nice fast timing on the Battle Fury, oh, the team's creating constant space, the Jug's not been in the game at all. But that was not the case.
He was fighting.
Jug, he was in the fights, Miracle was there sort of 8 minutes onwards, making those...